It was April 16th, 2014, Kerala. In the land where the waves of the sea kiss the golden sands, the emerald mountains, and the cradle to the ancient temples in Attingal, which is in Thiruvananthapuram, the capital of Kerala. It started as a normal day as usual. The morning rush subsided and the sun slowly starting to warm up. At around 12:30 p.m. in Pathanamthitta, Muziar powerhouse, Lijish, who is an assistant engineer in the electrical and maintenance wing, he was near his house in Alamkode for a small business matter. And not long after he left, a phone call came to his mobile. And he picked up the phone and asked, "Tell me, what happened, Mom?" And his mother, who spoke on the opposite side, asked, "Where are you?" "Your friend has come to give a marriage invitation and is waiting in our house, so immediately come home," she said and hung up the call. And since she hung up the call, saying it was his friend without mentioning his name, he thought who it might be and went to his house. And when he came in front of his house, and to see who that friend is, he opened the door with excitement and went inside. But the scene which he saw there was unforgettable in his life and scared him to death. Yes, Lijish's mother, who called him, and his 4-year-old daughter who was in the house, both of them were lying dead in a pool of blood, and his heart skipped a beat. What happened? Just now, Mom called and said a guest has come. What happened after that? And who did this? And in that few minutes, he thought about thousands of questions and was frozen in shock. But when he was standing helplessly, now a person who came from the back sprayed pepper spray in Lijish's face, and in the blink of an eye, he stabbed him in the chest and shoulder. And Lijish, who didn't expect this, became alert suddenly and started fighting back. But since Lijish was wounded in 2 parts already, now without being able to fight continuously and to escape from him, that is, he was trying to come out of the house. And when he came out, when the killer was not alert, and alerted the neighbors by shouting, and the killer, who noticed him alerting the neighborhood in a fear of getting caught, he escaped from the house in an alternative way. After that, the neighbors came inside the house and saw the brutal scene and informed the police immediately. Now police came there in a few minutes and secured the crime scene and started the investigation. Now 2 people were brutally murdered in that house and Lijish was brutally attacked. Actually, the killer intended to kill him. So when the police thought that this case is going to be a very big headache, but unexpectedly in the next 24 hours after the investigation, they arrested the killer. So who is this killer? When the answer to these questions came out, not only the police but the whole Kerala was frozen in shock. The thing which made people think whether this kind of people exist in this world in 2014, about the Attingal twin murder case which shook the entire Kerala, we are going to decode in today's video. Come, let's move on to today's video. In a house in Kerala, Alamkode, with her 4-year-old granddaughter Swastika, 57-year-old Vijayamma, aka Omana, was taking rest peacefully in the afternoon. Since it is a Wednesday, her son Lijish and daughter-in-law Anushanti, both of them went to work that day. So now, other than Omana and Swastika, no one was there in that house. So in that peaceful afternoon, when she was taking rest, she suddenly heard calling bell sound. While thinking who came in this time, she came to the main door and opened it, and saw a neatly dressed 40-year-old man with an invitation in his hand. So, Omana asked him, "Who is he?" For that he said, "I am your son Lijish's friend, and I came here to invite him for my marriage." And hearing this, Omana welcomed and made him sit in the hall without thinking. In our country, without enquiry, we will welcome people who come to give invitation. So, similarly, without thinking about the consequences, Omana thought of giving something for him to drink. And when she entered the kitchen, that man asked her to call Lijish and asked him to come home. For that Omana said, "Okay," and called Lijish and said that his friend came to give an invitation and he is asking to meet him. So she asked him to come home. And that's what we saw in the intro. After speaking, Omana hung up the call and said that she will bring something for him to drink, and went to the kitchen along with her granddaughter. Now, while she was working in the kitchen, suddenly she heard something falling down heavily. And when she was shocked and turned to see what it is, and the person who came to give the invitation was standing with a baseball bat. And in the ground, her 4-year-old granddaughter, with head full of blood, lying without any movement. And seeing this, she screamed and ran towards her. But without any pity, he started beating Omana in the head and body continuously. Now, without any energy to fight, she fell down. And while suffering in pain, he slowly took out the knife he brought and started slitting Omana's throat and killed her. After that, he waited for a while and confirmed that both of them is dead, and took the jewels from Omana and swastika and again hid it inside that house. What are you saying, bro? He murdered them and took their jewels, then why he is hiding inside the house? Everyone will think about escaping? Then didn't he come to rob there? Correct, exactly few minutes before he asked Omana to call his son home. So his intention is definitely not robbery. Then he should have some revenge thought. And I could understand that a lot of questions are rising inside you viewers, because when I first read this case, I felt the same. Now, while he was hiding in that house for 30 minutes, the things which we saw in the intro began to happen. Now, the police who came to the crime scene secured the scene and sent the body to autopsy. And as usual, they started their investigation from Lijish. And by giving shock to the police when they were thinking about how to solve, Lijish said that he knows about the killer. And also he gave all the details about his name, address to the police. Now, on the same day of the incident, that is on April 16th, 2014, police went to a place called Karimanal, and knowing that the police is coming, killer tried to escape from his house. But the police caught him and took him into custody for investigation, and as usual, these kind of people have a statement while they are getting arrested. And similarly, he said that he has nothing to do with the murder. But when the police investigated in their style, he started saying about what had happened. And hearing his confession, not only the police, but the whole Kerala people went to the peak of shock. And this is what he confessed. 40-year-old Nino Matthew, who belongs to Akulam, Karimanal, in a private company in Technopark, Thiruvananthapuram. He was working as an associate project officer, and in the same company, 30-year-old Anu Shanti was a team lead. Guys, this Anu is none other than Lijish's wife, whom we saw in the intro. That is the mother of that 4-year-old dead girl. Like a saying that milk will ferment as time passes, similarly, Anu started the field board about her family life. That's when Matthew and Anu Shanti started speaking. And it turned into an affair. Later she forgot that she has a family and a kid. Both of them started to go in a wrong way. And at first they started small, like messages and calls, and later they got into a physical relationship, and they went a step beyond. They recorded their intimate moments and started enjoying the video. It went to an extent that daily Matthew started dropping Anu in his Innova car But it didn't last long. The truth will always come out. And that's how one day, Lijesh saw Anu's mobile. Now seeing her intimate chats with Matthew, he went to a peak of shock. Lijesh was heartbroken that he couldn't understand whether it is true or not, and started scolding Anu. Did you forget that we have a beautiful daughter and a loving family? Do you understand what you are doing? What happens to the pride of family? Leave us. At least did you think about our daughter? Like this, he asked with anger and disappointment. But Anu, who fully drowned in her affair, without any guilt, and without considering what Lijesh said, so my family and daughter is the problem. So if they are not there, I can live my life to my wish. Like this, she took a worse decision, which no mother will take. That is to kill her family and her daughter without any pity. Yes, guys, her husband and daughter, who is an interruption, she decided to kick-awl them and started making a plan along with Matthew, and how he should enter the house, and when he should enter the house, and what he should speak, and what he should do, and how he should escape from there. Like this, she said him inch by inch with the layout of the house. I can't understand one thing, guys. Leaving husband-wife, who has been with them for these many years, and if they can leave their children means, then how will they be with them till the end? And what is the assurance that they will not leave them for another person? It is a simple logic. I don't know why they can't understand this. There is nothing to say, guys. Even God cannot save them. So, according to their plan, on the day of the incident, that is on April 16th, 2014, Matthew said that he had a personal work and left from the office. And in a few minutes, he went to Lijesh's house and rang the calling bell. And we know what happened after that. But what is the most brutal thing means, she made a perfect plan to kill her husband, daughter and mother-in-law. And she knows everything, including the time of murder. But as if she knew nothing, she was acting like she was working. But we all know that there is not a thing called perfect crime. So after Matthew confessed everything, police arrested Anu Shanti. From Matthew's house, they recovered the murder weapons, baseball bat, the knife and the towel, which is used to wipe the murder weapons and to set up the murder like a robbery, the jewels he brought from the house. Like this, the police recovered everything. And along with that, their intimate photographs and their messages and intimate videos. Like this, everything was recovered from his laptop and submitted is a strong evidence. And they were charged with murder, attempt to murder. It is for the attempt murder on Lijesh, criminal trespassing, and plan to kill the whole family secretly, and destruction of evidence and robbery, and exchanging of offensive sexual contents. Like this, a lot of charges were filed on them. And not only that, from the prosecution side, 49 witnesses, 85 evidences and 41 material objects were submitted. And when the trial was going on in Thiruvananthapuram, Principal Sessions Court, exactly 2 years after the incident, that is in 2016, Nino Matthew and Anu Shanti were proved to be guilty, and the prime accused, Nino Matthew, was given a death sentence, and Anu Shanti was given a double life sentence. And not only that, Judge V. Shersi, who said that it was the rarest of rare cases and said that Anu Shanti is a shame to motherhood. But they appealed in Kerala High Court against this judgment. And from that, 8 years later, on May 24th, 2024 Friday, the High Court who investigated this case converted Matthew's death sentence to 25 years life sentence without bail and said that there is no change in Anu Shanti's judgment. They have killed a child and an old lady brutally. And you might think why the court converted his death sentence to life sentence. But do you know what is more brutal? This year on January 15th, 2025, the Supreme Court gave bail to the second accused, Anu Shanti. But Matthew, who did this murder listening to Anu Shanti, is still in Pujapura Central Jail. The thing which we should understand from this case is friendship between a girl and a boy is a good thing, but there is only a silver lining from friendship to love or affair. Until they are in this side, there is no problem. But when they cross the line, not only the involved person, but their whole family will bear the consequences. Do you know what? I always think, guys, if you don't like to live with your partner for some reason, and even if you don't like your child, you could have got a divorce and you can live with the person you like. Instead, I don't know why they consider murder as a solution. That case is very surprising to me. Actually, what I am thinking means he did a brutal murder since Anu asked him to. He could have asked her to divorce and come with him. And similarly, Anu thought that she couldn't live as she likes because of her family. And without thinking murder as a solution, she could have divorced him. Now they have killed a 4-year-old innocent kid and killed an old lady and destroyed a family. And without being able to live the life they wanted, they are in jail. I don't know what to say, guys. So my dear guys, what do you think? For her own desire, without thinking about her daughter, husband and mother-in-law, what is your opinion about Anu Shanti who did like this? And do you think the punishment given to both of them is justifiable? Or do you think that they should get more brutal punishment? Comment your opinions about this case without forgetting. I will meet you in another video. Thank you